It was good. It's the Young Lion Sammie, and right now I'm kicking it with Jen DeLeon. Keep it locked right here. Love.
How are you doing today?
I'm blessed. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming and taking the time. So we're gonna do a fun little interview where I love coming of age. The album gets me all in my feelings all the time.
Yes.
It's funny, like I do like an intense workout, but I'm still listening to one of the songs, and I'm like, this is so off. I feel like if people could hear it, but
thank you.
I love it, and it's it's an amazing project. But what I wanted to do today was, you tweet some very interesting things. So I saved some of my tweets, and you know how Twitter, now they've expanded it where you can do I think it's like 225 characters now or something.
Right.
But it's so you can expand more on it because Twitter still limits you. So that's what all the questions are based off of.
Okay.
So first tweet, if you lose me, I'm the one that got away. So
Yeah.
I was laughing when I saw that, just because everyone always talks about you always have that one that got away, and I related to it because I remember I had told my ex at the point, I will never look at anyone as the one that got away, so why are you the one that you'll never be that one?
Well, just because of who I become now as a man at 30, I just really know who I am inside and out, spiritually, mentally, even from a career-driven standpoint. I just have so many goals and things of that nature that I feel like if you miss out on me, you miss out. It's just that I finally became the person I always thought I could be.
What did it take for you to become that person and to become whole?
Actually, breaking a heart. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There was a time where I can look back at one of my exes and say she's the one that got away. I think ruining that relationship and being the cause and the demise of it made me really self-reflect and look at myself in the mirror and just want to be better. You know what I'm saying? For myself first. It's hard to give love to somebody else if you don't love yourself correctly and wholeheartedly. So the person I am today, I can honestly say that if you lose me now, it's the other way around. I'm the one that got away.
And you learned it from
heartbreak.
her.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because especially in the career you're in, so there's always there's many women. There's probably so many people that want to date you. So what was it that made you want to? Where you're kind of snap out of it. It takes longer for guys where you're where you can admit that it was.
At the core of myself, I don't know if it's the Pisces in me or not, but I love. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how many women I have. If I don't have just one that I care about, that I want to say good morning to every time I wake up, or good night to it before I go to sleep, there's an empty void there. And I don't want to live a life of redundancy. I've had a lot of fun since I was 17 to now, partying with girls, and it's cool, but it's just always that little void of emptiness you feel, and I think that's because you haven't met the one that's equally yoked at the same time too, to where you both can just be fulfilled with one another. So it's just me not wanting to be alone for the rest of my life.
And your priorities too, they're aligned. And I was just having a conversation with somebody about when you become whole, you're more balanced, and everything happens so much faster instead of trying to fill a void or find that temporary.
I said that my next relationship, I want to come to a woman full, and I would like for her to be full, and we can just overflow, opposed to me trying to fix or mend daddy issues or insecurities that I didn't put there, or me trying to seek compliments from a woman. I just want to already have my shit together, and vice versa, and we can
mix
and mesh that way.
Okay, next tweet. Giving your all to the wrong person will do a number on you, but don't become bitter and dim due to someone's inability to love you correctly. Bounce back and love harder.
For sure.
Why do you think people can't seem to love properly or correctly, and why do you think people try to pretend like they can love correctly and properly when they know they can't?
I think the pretend part is just sometimes you'll meet an amazing person and you yourself know it's the wrong time. You know what I mean? Be it you're not ready for loyalty, or you don't have your finances the way you want them. There's a whole bunch of excuses we give for each other to give people half-ass love. I think the other part that's wrong with love is that we love conditionally, and we should love unconditionally. If I love you based upon I have these little parameters and boundaries, then it will one day hit the fan. But
or
if
only certain things about the person, and not all of them.
I should just love everything about you, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, the flaws and all. And that's the problem. None of us, we don't love unconditionally.
Exactly.
That's like why marriages are like depleting. You know what I mean? Because we think there's a such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as perfect.
Oh no, definitely not.
It's just being able to see somebody flaws and all and still admire them how they come.
What would you say is one of your flaws?
In a relationship?
Not even in a relationship.
As a person?
Like you said, nobody's perfect, but it's like, I know one of mine is, I know I could be cleaner, like with my stuff. So it's like, what are one of your flaws?
I'm actually, this is a flaw. I'm just too passionate as a person. People would say that. I feel everything like times 10. So if I rock with you, I rock with you. And if you do something to like alter the relationship, I'm forgiven, but that doesn't mean I still have to rock with you. You know what I'm saying? I can love you or like you from afar. Because I give people so much of myself, like not just as an artist and singer and songwriter, like as a friend, I'm gonna be the best friend I could possibly be. As a boyfriend, I'm gonna be the best boyfriend I could possibly be. So giving myself so much to people is sometimes draining because everybody's not worth that energy and that frequency you have to offer. So I think that's a flaw of mine.
Next one is, if you want it, nothing will stop you from getting it. Nothing. So what is one thing that you want right now and you're not going to stop until you achieve
A Grammy.
A Grammy?
Yeah, I've received a lot. Like, I've sold millions of records. I have plaques. I have millions of streams and things of that nature. But I think the Super Bowl ring of being an artist is having a hardware back from the Grammy. So I don't care if it's as a songwriter or a singer or both. I just want to bring one home.
You will. Like I said, I never really like talking about like projects and music, and especially for what the person is known for, but like I'm not even just saying that, like I really do love them. I'm like, and I remember thinking, I'm like, damn, I'm like, whoever you were talking about, I'm like, that must be hurting her soul because that shit hurts my soul. And it's not even about, super relatable.
Yeah, it took 11 years technically for me to be able to release an album the way I wanted to. So I had a lot of life that I've lived to be able to write.
What made you want to be, okay, because like you said, it was 11 years, but you've been singing, since you were a kid. And it's like, of course, I'm hoping that when you were a kid, you were, like breaking hearts or like going through intense stuff. So it's like, in that 11 years, like what made you want to really, open up? Because you're very like, you're not saying generic stuff in the music. You're very detailed. So it's like, what made you want to really open up that part of your life?
Just because as from a mainstream standpoint, it's been a long time since the world has heard Sammie. My day ones, they know I've done a plethora of mixtapes and EPs prior to like the success of the I'm Him EP and the success of Coming of Age. But I also realized how important it is to talk about things that everybody can relate to. Everyone doesn't club every night and have the thousands of dollars to blow on sections and liquor and do it all over again. Like that's so redundant on the radio. Let's talk about records like Shoes and saying like if women did half the things that we men put women through, how would we feel as men? You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to take it. Somebody needed to write that song, or somebody should write a song called Expiration Date, because women will one day wake up and be just tired of your shit and it's over. So I just really wanted to be honest, and I've always sold myself, and that's how I made it this far. I never had to put on a costume and be this artist to sell records. I could just be myself. So and my music is the best way I think to express myself. It's therapy for me too. Just as it's therapy for you as a consumer, it's therapy for me to write it and sing it just to get it out of my system, because I'm not the kind to complain about the mishaps that I've gone through. But music is my outlet to feel better. How
many more songs do you your writing process, and when you put it, I'm assuming like it's in like a notebook or something, so how many like notebooks or something do you have filled of unreleased music?
Well, it's actually on my phone now, and I've recorded, I have like 200 unreleased records right now that's like fully recorded though. Over the last, I probably went into like the dungeon, aka the studio, for like 3 years straight. 2014 is when I really started to knock out a plethora of records. So I would have like, I would say 200, a little over 200 records that's unreleased, but I could put them out today if I wanted to.
Okay, this one's not as serious, and it's actually just really funny, so it's totally gonna throw off the vibe.
Nah, it's all good.
Ladies, and I'm team ladies, but y'all can't smash my bro and me and expect us to one day be more than just smash buddies.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a lot of that going on. Whole lot of.
So first of all, so you're still down to have the girl be a smash buddy, and just that, even if she's smashing
that's cool.
somebody else in the circle.
That's cool. See, what typically happens, right? So it's not like we plan it to happen.
Oh, I'm sure.
What happens is they know we're crew, you know what I'm saying? But they might see one of my homies out by themselves at a bar and they have some drinks and they have a moment. And then maybe fast forward 3 weeks, they might see me out somewhere, and I didn't know that really transpired until later on in life. But they know what they did 3 weeks prior, and they know what they did 3 weeks post that. So what throws me off is once they know they put themselves in that situation, it's gonna come out. And we're cool about it, but just don't make it like, don't have me trying to do, or don't make me do any boo-like, bae-like, boyfriend-like activities because you was with my mans. You know what I'm saying? I think right now we should all just be a community of some ass buddies if that's what we're doing. I'm cool with that. I'm just not cool with you trying to make me the boyfriend when you just slept with my mans last week. That's not...
Okay, so my whole thing is, so what happens if one of you actually catches feelings for the girl who was smashing 3 weeks ago and then got the new one? And say, what if like the third one ends up falling for her? What are the rules then? Do you even allow him to make her pass?
It's just gonna be weird for him, because what if he gets married and we're the groomsmen and we was like, oh yeah, we remember that one move she did? Like, who wants that on their conscience, right? Let's not put anybody through that. Let's all just be adults about it and stay in the smash zone.
We don't need like names or anything, but have you ever had anybody try to like get away with it and think like, oh, they're not gonna tell like their other like
yeah I think that's how they go in thinking. But we are all hip. I just want ladies to know, like, just like women talk, fellas, we have our guy talk and names come up, and then
you're not getting away with it.
Yeah, we'll all know. And it's cool. Like, I don't want anybody to think that that's not cool. It's just when you try to take me out of the smash buddy zone, that's disrespectful.
So what are like the red flags of like, or maybe we can come up with rules, like, because you said don't make me do anything boo like or bae like. So what is boo like and bae like things to you?
Trying to make me text you every day, talk to you every day. They still can try to convince me like, it was just one time, it was a mistake, but I really like you and I don't want to not be able to be your girlfriend one day. No, it's over. Like, that
you
idea.
Sing that to her, like.
Yeah, maybe if I put it in a song, they'll get it. I just don't want to do nothing outside of just having fun. Like, we could just go have fun together and it be that. But we're not trying to build a family and a foundation if you had sex with one of my homies.
Okay.
It's not going to work.
I think I have one more. You get what you allow. At some point, you have to stop pointing the finger at everyone besides yourself. So was there something specific or like just like a lesson you learned where you were like, oh wait, like that really was not her fault or his fault or whatever, you know?
I would say my last relationship taught me that a little bit. I love this woman to death, like still, you know, but we clash for whatever reason. And it's easy to keep like pointing the finger at the other person.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to look at what you allow the person to do though. You know what I'm saying? So we can't be so quick to say, well, you did this, but you allowed that person to do it. And you keep putting yourself in the same position and circumstances for it to continuously happen, then actually you have the issue, not that person. There's something about that you might like, or something about that you might be drawn to, as toxic as it may be. So it's kind of like you can't keep giving or putting off excuses on people and deflecting from self. I just really believe that.
Was there anything like when I was thinking about how like you know what you allow is what will continue. It's really like one of my favorite things too. So why do you think people tend to just want to give so many chances, and then do you believe after like a second chance that there should even be something after that, or what are your thoughts on that?
I believe in grace, so I believe in second chances or third chances, and I also think we as people, as human beings, we fall in love with like the idea of what a person could be.
Yes, the
we
potential
fall in love
of
with
it.
the potential of what a person could be. So he was like, I know if she could just fix that, we'll be good. Or a woman will say, if he can fix this, and sometimes that fix never happens. Sometimes,
and you can't force that fix on our person.
and you can't force a change upon a person. So I think it's that. It's just we really can see the potential in a person, and we fight for that. We fight. Hell, you put it up with all this for like 2 years. You want to reap the person at their best,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's just not written that way.
You did say in one of your songs that, you know, the girl, she saw the potential, but like you can't
I
that.
can't live up to that.
So
right.
at that time, looking back at that, whatever she saw that potential as, can you say you are that person now, that potential person, like you grew to be that person?
It's because I realized, and I knew this though, like women, y'all can't change us. Men.
Yeah, you just can't change anyone. Period. You know,
like, but women start thinking they can do things to like speed up the process of us maturing, and it's just not like we just really one day wake up and we don't want to do the dumb stuff we were doing prior to. We wake up and we just want to be committed. We wake up and we just want to be better for whatever reason, whatever that trigger point was. It's just a decision that clicks in our head. There's nothing that a person necessarily. Now you can meet someone that brings out the best in you. I do believe that. I can meet a woman that just makes me want to be better. I've experienced that. But that record was I left because I love you. Like I left because I knew like I'm not gonna be right.
Yeah, but at least you could admit that.
Yeah, like because you don't get like, it's not like school. Like I did good 8 days out of 10, so that's an 80% chance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty awesome. Like
a B plus.
Yeah, it's a B plus. It's a high score. You don't get credit like that. So and to be committed and to be in a monogamous relationship, that's a decision that you make every day on both sides. You know what I'm saying? You have to wake up and say every day, I'm not going to, because you don't have to sleep with somebody just to cheat. It's different forms of infidelity. Texting.
I think emotionally cheating's worse than physically cheating.
See, that's
in
for
my
women.
opinion.
Women feel that way. Like,
okay, so are we about to have this? Like,
I think
so
women, because I've been a cheater before, but it was no emotional thing. It was just physical. So a girl was able to actually get over it because she was like, "Oh, you just liked her for her body." Opposed to I didn't know her mind. I didn't know if she what her 5-year plan was or her spiritual background. Like
it's like, you know, either form sucks, but at the same time, it's like I've been cheated on as well, but it was like I was the type too where it was like just, you know, very forgiving and stuff, but I would look at it as like I wouldn't get as mad if it was oh, you had just done this and it was a physical thing. It was still terrible.
Yeah, but then it's easier for women to just deal with that part opposed to being emotional attachment.
The emotional stuff was like, wait, I'm like, it's not just that. I'm like, so that's a
but for guys, we more so we can't take the physical part. Like we're opposite.
So you'd rather I'd
rather you be like, yeah, my coworker, I just like talking to him, and I'm not gonna lie, we have good conversation, and I could kind of stomach that. I still would want to like trip you down the stairs for doing that, but and I don't do that, by the way. But I couldn't take you sleeping with another man. I'd really like.
So you'd rather
go
the girl
crazy, like now just come bail me out of jail.
But then wouldn't you be worried about like, because there was a connection, so it's like there's the connection and the potential for that person to.
Nah, because I feel like now that you verbalized that, and I know I could kind of like interject. I could. I see where I was lacking. I might not have been communicating with you the way I should, or I might not have been telling you you're pretty enough. So I could get on my shit. I can't get over the fact that you slept with another man, because it's nothing I could do to compensate for that or to make up for that
or take it back
or take it back. Like forever now I have to deal with knowing that this guy had you in that way, and that just won't ever sit right with me.
Yeah. Well, now see, this wasn't even part of my plan, but now it's like it's making my mind spin on like, because I've really never heard that side where, because it's like I've had the whole debate of like it's a girl's body count, guys everything else different because the girl but it's making me think of like what are the different things that I think that, you know, women and men see differently, but I never heard what you just explained about like you'd rather your girl emotionally cheat on you than physically.
Because that's something I could focus on and work on myself. Like for you to do that, more than likely I started lacking in an area emotionally. So I can really analyze myself. Yeah. It's nothing I can analyze about myself if you sleep with another man. That was a decision. That's totally.
You had nothing to do with
that. Had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? That was just all you. So now you put me in this weird position where I'm just now crazy and hurt and miserable forever.
So what other things, like I'm trying to think of another time we can like debate and just understand a different perspective, because there was something earlier we said too, you're like, well, women think that like they can change a person, but do guys think that they can change a woman, or have
I think we all as humans feel like we can push that person to be a better person, but we don't move off that. I know women who's like, I cook, I sex his brains out, I even act like I love sports. Like they do whatever. Y'all will be whatever y'all need to be for a man to be right. We aren't so like that. Women are created to love. We actually have to learn to love. You know what I'm saying? So we're just so different scientifically. Like our genetic makeup is just it's different. It's like Venus versus Mars, and that's another cool part about growing up. I'm not trying to like prove my girlfriend wrong or right in a lot of circumstances. I'm just trying to understand. Yeah. Like let's forget the black and white and let's focus on this gray.
Yeah, and the competition and stuff is very.
Yeah. Once you focus on the gray and just trying to understand your mate, that goes a lot further than trying to prove your mate wrong or right, and like, you know what I mean? Because that causes friction. Yeah. I'm not trying to argue. I just want to understand why you feel the way you feel, so I can move accordingly. Like, that's just where I'm at now.
I'm trying to think if there's another like different male and female perspective. I can't think of something on top. That was a great one.
Well, you said body count. I'm gonna tell you why I think that's a little different. Sexually, a woman invites a man inside her. Yeah. That's intimate. Yeah. So if she does that with like 20 guys over a month span or 2 months, we're like, like that's not good, right? Okay. Guys, we don't let, I'm a straight male. I don't let anyone inside of me. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I express myself sexually. So it's not the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just releasing.
No, and I totally get it, but at the same time,
and I'm not saying it's cool. I'm just trying to say I understand the stigma in the society. Why it's, if a guy says, I slept with 20 girls, that's like praise, so to speak, and a woman says, well, I slept with 20. That's a little different because it's a different act. Your role in sex is different. I think that's what it is. And that's what it is. You have to invite somebody into you. We don't do that.
Yeah, and I think and it's just like there's so many different things. Even with, like you said, it's easier. It's always like the whole emotional thing you said, like that's why women think that. So I'll speak on the perspective from the women's side. So the reason it does more damage when the guy, there was emotions with it, is because women, it takes longer for women to bring those emotions into, with someone. So that's why, so when you see like your man did it, if he cheated, you see that, it's like you must really, really like this woman to take it to that level, and that's why it's worse on our end from that.
I get it. It makes sense. No, I get it. And I've done it, so I understand. I do understand.
Okay, is there any other last minute like relationship advice or anything that you have like for your fans that we didn't touch on?
Just go at your own pace. And I think that's very key.
I have one, because you said you're 30 now and you're adulting and whatnot. So what are your takes on, like, especially if people saying like, oh, like you're 30, like everyone's like on this weird timeline where before it was like you should have been married by the time you were like 27. Yeah, like me, like my cousin got married and I technically would be next. And it's like, it's so funny because I'm like, I think people just forgot how old I was because they just look at me as like the little sister. Right. But it's like, they're like, oh, you're about to be like 20, but nowhere, But I'm like, I'm not going to just jump into a relationship or get married just because I'm getting old and be miserable. So like, what's your take on that?
No,
like,
I mean, it's normal for us to have, like, I thought when I was like 20, I was like, by 24, I'll be ready. And that was like when I became terrible, actually. 24 is the number I became not so good. So I totally messed that guesstimation wrong. Okay, but it's normal for us to do that, though, to just be like, by 30 I'm gonna have kids and just that third. Just go with the flow day by day. You know what I'm saying? We focus so much on, now scientifically, I know for women, you guys, bodies on the clock. Yeah. Guys, not so much. But I'm 30 and single and chilling and happy and having a good time, and I'm at peace with self. That's really what I've focused on, is just not needing a woman to be there. You know what I'm saying? And getting used to a woman not being there and not cooking for me and not doing like the things that I like. And just having to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Because the Smash Buddy can't do that for you.
Smash Buddy cannot. Because see, now I've allowed her to do girlfriend duties and shit's gonna get weird. So I would just tell people for real. I mean, I get it. It's cool to have goals, but don't be so derailed and harsh on yourself if it doesn't plan out that way. You know what I mean? We might have said 24, but it might be 30, 33. Yeah. Who knows? Okay. I just take it day by day.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
all
having
your
me.
Relationship advice.
I try.
Breaking down everything. I can't wait to hear the 200 unreleased songs, and I would like a song written based off of one of the topics.
Oh, for sure. Definitely inspired to do so.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.